and welcome to RezoCast episode 32. I can't believe it's been 32 episodes. This week, it's just me, Lego, Hove, and Triton, and it's just
special guest Triton.
Special guest Triton. Yeah, how do you podcast? What's a podcast? It feels like it's been forever since we've done this, but I don't know why it feels that way. Me and Hove were just on here last week and Triton 2 weeks ago, but it just like feels like it's been forever. Maybe it's like my in and outness with Destiny this week. I don't know. But yeah, this week I did get to play Wrath of the Machine. We got to do a bunch of trials, Hove. That was fun. Wrath of the Machine was actually really interesting going back into that because I only got to play it like once or twice when it actually came out. And it was really fun. I just didn't I don't know what it was. I was just like, oh yeah, I got some gear. I'm kind of done raiding, you know? But I remember it being fun, so I was excited to jump back in. And actually, I did part of it with a crew of people, and then once we got like half up to Axis or something, we kind of let it go, and then I ended up LFGing a group, which I was like, I hadn't done that in forever, but it was just super late. It was after Trials, Hove, after we played, and I was like, I want to do Wrath of the Machine, nobody's up, I'll just LFG it, just see what happens. And I ended up just playing with a bunch of guys who were just, you know, they just always LFG it, and they didn't know each other, and by the end of it, when we finally finished it, everyone was like encouraging each other, and it was just cool to be in that zone again, like, because not everybody has the opportunity to just grab from a friends list at any time or has a clan, and it was cool to be in that feeling again. Hove, how was your week, man?
It was actually really, really good.
Yeah, no tacos
I had a
this
good
week?
No tacos this week. Literally, everyone, I've gotten more tweets about tacos this week than anything. It kind of makes me want to throw up.
That's why they're being sent.
But most recently, it's my turn, Triton. You don't remember how this works?
I hate you.
Most recently, game one of the second round Stanley Cup playoffs, the Penguins just won about 20 minutes ago, so I'm happy about that. As far as Destiny goes, I didn't get to play much PvE. Wilson and I ran through the Nightfalls on Tuesday night, I think it was. But for the first time in about a month, I played a lot of trials this weekend, and it was a lot of fun, actually.
How many games or how many cards do you think you ran this weekend? Because you don't normally do it like 24/7, but it was a lot this weekend.
I mean, I did 3 separate streams on Sunday. I did 8 or 9 hours on Monday. A little bit Friday. A lot. Is that an accurate number?
Did you have fun with the Earth map rotation?
I had a lot of fun. I mean, the rotation wasn't much of a rotation. There were some cards where we wouldn't get a map the entire time.
I got Widow's Court like 9 times in a row. Like
I did near the end. The beginning, we didn't get Widow's Court for the first card or two at all.
I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of our card together actually now.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, it was Sunday. I played with Wilson 309 and Briar Rabbit for a few hours, and that was so much fun. We actually went flawless. I mean, it was the most goofing around I've ever had during a card that we actually were successful.
That's awesome.
It was just nonstop nonsense. Monday, I played most of the day with Mega, and we were purposely trying to get hate mail. We were running triple Sun Singers with double stickies and burn.
Oh my gosh.
Universal remotes. And
we just lost like 20 listeners on the podcast. They just shut it off immediately.
We got people we did get some hate mail. Most of them were cool afterwards. One guy was like, do you have any gun skill? And I was like, well, no, haha, we're just doing this, trying to have fun. He was like, but do you even use a primary? And I was like, no, like I said, we were just trying to have some fun. Oh, okay. But it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. I had a lot of fun with trials again. It was nice to get back into it. So I have an icebreaker, which makes it nice too.
Hey,
Triton, do you speak?
Do you Destiny, bro?
Well, I mean, now that it's my turn, I guess that I get to speak because I was trying to, obviously make fun of Hove, and he just wasn't having it. Maybe he's just not as used to it since I missed a week. But my week's been really good. I guess my 2 weeks have been really good. I know we got to play trials, not this cycle, but the last one we got to play a card before I inevitably had to go to bed. So we were unsuccessful, I think. Once we got to 7 wins, I solely blame Hove. as usual because he was terrible. But otherwise, that was been pretty fun. I think the biggest Destiny win that I've had is over the last couple of days. If we've had kind of a rain out or a delay for some of my baseball games from my sons, we've had some kids over, and one of the kids, he's like 11, 12, was like, "Hey, what's Destiny?" So I actually got to set that up because I have two PlayStations here at the house that usually myself and my son play on, but my oldest son played with them. And the coolest thing is that for us, we've played so much. We have a podcast. You've done everything, but to watch somebody experience it for the first time, like everything really for the first time, and to also be 11 years old, it was awesome. It really kind of rekindled a lot of reasons why I enjoy the game and why I fell in love with the game. And like every mission was cool. Like he was like, let's do the final mission for all the expansions, and so he kind of got to fight Oryx, got to do the Rise of Iron with Siva, and just like every moment was cool. So epic for him. So it was really cool to see that, and I really enjoyed that experience. And he was like, hey, I have a PlayStation 4, maybe I'll get Destiny 2 and we could play together, talking to my oldest son. So that was really awesome. But I myself didn't get to experience that beyond just kind of navigating the menus, but it did get me itchy to like, maybe I should play not with Hove because I hate him, but with you, Lego. I was like, man, I should jump back in and play with some people here in the near future and try some of the raids and stuff. So
Are you sure you're not pawning off your story on an 11-year-old, like what's Destiny and experiencing all these things? Are you sure that's not what you did? One of those asking for a friend type of things?
No, Hove, I didn't, because like I said, we played together a little bit ago, and I haven't really been on Destiny too much. In fact, like I think it hit me with one of those like updates, and it had like the 32 gigs there for a second. It was like 99 hours. I was like, oh my gosh, it's not like I haven't played like. I played somewhat recently. I shouldn't be doing this, so I was a little bit nervous
about that.
when that happened.
Yeah, that was bad. That update took forever. I was waiting to play with someone. I think it was a raid, and we were all trying to get a group together. It might have been the beginning of that Wrath of the Machine, actually, now that I think about it. And it was like Tuesday when Wrath of the Machine was dropping and that patch dropped, and everything just took forever like to load. And we were all sitting in a party chat waiting to see who would get in first. Like, oh, we're in. Now we have to wait for the 5 other people to get in so we can actually do this raid. So I am definitely familiar with that. You made me think of something else, Triton, too. Whenever you're talking about like experiencing it for the first time and everything, I'm thinking about I filmed a wedding this weekend, and the photographer for the wedding was apparently they were both gamers, the two girls that were shooting the wedding, and one of them was into like World of Warcraft, and the other one, her boyfriend was playing Overwatch. Like back at home, she was texting him, and they were like, what game do you have a podcast for, and talking to me about it. And I told him Destiny, and she was texting her boyfriend about it, and the boyfriend texted back, I'm super excited for Destiny 2. Like that's what cool. He said, not I've been playing Destiny 1. But even that is encouraging, because it's like, there's a lot of people who maybe like played through Destiny at first, or maybe they dropped off somewhere along the way, or they're kind of done with it for now. But like Destiny 2 has even those people who are dropped off, not playing anymore, really excited. Like something about the trailers, or maybe it's just that Destiny 2 has so much hype surrounding it that they're excited as a gamer, like what it's going to bring to the table. So I thought that was cool.
Destiny 2 is going to be, that's going to be a whole new ball game. And I don't just mean the game, like even like the social aspect and the streaming aspect and bringing in new people. It's just going to be totally different than what Destiny 1 was. 2 things. One, I want to point something out in chat. You were talking about that raid you did, Lego. I don't know if you're still paying attention to chat, but Wilson said, that was the day Lego sent me an invite and I was at the studio. I cried. Twice.
Yeah, I remember he PSN messaged me later, and he's like, "Sorry, the PlayStation was just on," and I was like, "I don't even think I messaged him back. I'm a terrible friend." But
we confirmed that this week. Like,
the other night when Wilson and I were doing the Nightfalls, I had my notifications off and I had my phone in the other room charging, and when I was done, I had a GroupMe message from Super Professor saying, so shout out to him, Super Professor, because he was like, oh, you only have 2, can I jump in? And I didn't see it till like an hour later.
Oh, yeah.
And I never get to play with him. And I was like, oh my God, damn it. Like, yes, you could have. Like, I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Hove, you sent me, I sent you that same message that night you were with those 2 hookers, and you never responded to that one either. So it's really like, you're really bad about those types of things.
Even though that's kind of funny, can we at least put out there that you can say whatever you want about Mindy, who is an ex-girlfriend that you made up, but There are no hookers. There are no hookers in my
All right.
life. Can we put that
Maybe
out
they were
there? There's
strippers, maybe they were hostesses. I'm not sure. It
Anyway,
was something.
the
I
other
just
thing
saw
I
you
wanna
had two. You posted it on your Instagram. I jumped on the opportunity. No response.
Lego's
saying.
wedding he was at, he sent me a picture of the venue. If you've ever played Uncharted 4, they have that it was 4, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They have that party at the beginning at that mansion and everything, like up in the hills. I'm pretty sure that's where Lego was.
It
was
looked really
ridiculously
similar.
amazing.
And that was in the Texas Hill Country. I was like, what is this place doing? It was like a Spanish villa mansion thing. And I was like,
it was sick.
what is it doing out here? But let's jump back to Trials real quick. We kind of like skipped over it a little bit, just kind of talked about what we were doing, having fun in it. The last few weeks, we have kind of just briefly talked about it. I kind of wanted to dive in for just a second. I know a lot of other people have been talked about it. It's kind of been digested almost as much as it needs to be, but we'll just go ahead and talk about it for a second here. Any Trials you guys have played? Triton, I know we all three of us ran a little while ago together, a few weeks ago, and we've all ran it since the sidearm patch and the special ammo stuff. Like, how are we feeling about it right now? I just want to go ahead and get those opinions out real quick. Since we have time, we don't have a guest, let's just kind of jump into it for 1 second. Hove, we'll start with you. How are you feeling about Trials with the several hours you put into it this weekend?
I mean, it definitely has its issues. I think, as we had mentioned before, I think the special ammo economy change hurt elimination and Trials the most. Fusions. I think True Vanguard just did a video yesterday about the decline of fusions because that's really the one special weapon that you can't bypass the ammo situation some way.
That's exactly what he said to me whenever he made a comment about something about my 6v6 clip I put up. And I was like, yeah, dude, I can't take it off, and he was like, yeah, if only, they didn't get hurt so bad by the special ammo economy.
Yeah, I mean, I think the actual gameplay, as more people get icebreakers, has gotten more normalized. And I don't necessarily, I get that a lot of people hate getting killed by an icebreaker all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And by principle of it, yeah, that sucks that everybody has to use an icebreaker if they want to snipe all the time. But the way I look at it, those people that are going to use an icebreaker now, if the special ammo was there, they would be using another sniper and they'd still be sniping you. So I don't like the reason it happens, but it actually happening doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I think the argument against icebreaker is like mainly just for snipers that do snipe, that they feel like they have to use icebreaker because it's the only one that has ammo.
Right. That's, I mean, the reason of it, and I hate, I've talked about it before, I hate the fact that they brought it back because if they were going to make this change, that kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
But I can't blame anyone for doing it. Mm-hmm. If people want to snipe, I'm the one who said first week it was like sad for me because I like sniping. It's fun. And, Wilson just asked, now that you have an icebreaker, how do you feel about it? I still hate it and wish I didn't have to use it. The first round, I still, getting used to a sniper be damned. I still use whatever I like the first round when I have special. And if I'm able to pick up special later in a match in a slow round, I'll take the time to switch, have someone cover me, and pick up special for my normal sniper. I only use it because, like I said, sometimes you need that to stay in a game, and I like sniping. But,
yeah.
Other than that, it's still Trials. I still like the, people argue this, but the competitive aspect. It's the only game mode that has a reason to win, really. Mm-hmm. So that gives you something. But
do you feel like the changes to sidearms and No Land has fixed some of the complaints we've heard about those two items?
Sidearms, yeah, absolutely. No Land, I mean, everyone, I don't know. It doesn't feel that much different to me. I haven't used it as much, but again, because the icebreaker's back and now more people have it, I think you see less and less reason to use a No Land as people get icebreakers.
Yeah.
And if you're going to use a No Land, you better have a sidearm. And now that you don't have as much ammo for the sidearms, people aren't going to use No Land as much. So it's definitely fallen off. I don't think it's necessarily because it's worse, just because it isn't as necessary.
Yeah.
But as long as you go in, I'm competitive. I want to win, but I had some of the most fun cards I've had, and we didn't go flawless. You know, like I said, Briar, Wilson, and I ran a bunch of cards, went flawless once, but had a ton of fun. Me and Mega and Papa Bear ran like 7-8 hours, and I went flawless like twice. But it was just fun.
Yeah, I think for me, I am still having fun when I run a card. You know, like there's stuff that happens. And I agree with you with pretty much every point. Like with Icebreaker, like it's annoying. I wish that they just didn't put it back in. I still wish for that, you know, but it's not like I'm never playing Trials because of this, you know. It's not like that, but it is something that I regret having happen, and I think that it's something that Bungie will probably tweak. I don't know like what kind of patch we'll have in the foreseeable future. I think it's interesting that the TWAB was pushed off till tomorrow. I've got my fingers crossed for a few things, but
I don't see anything coming from that.
Yeah, I know, but we'll talk about it later. We won't get into that right now because I do think a few things, but no, the only thing I was gonna say is no land and sidearms. Like, I pretty much feel like the ammo like fixed a lot of the problems I have with those. You know, like one clip is great. I haven't seen any like huge problem with it. Like, yeah, sure, people can still be great with sidearms, but they have to be used like in the right way. Now you only have so much ammo, so I appreciate that. The one thing that I will say about Trials, like for me, is like the overarching feeling is, well, two things. There's 2 points. One, that I just don't have as much fun without special ammo. Like, yeah, sure, I'm having fun, but I wish that we could just have it. Like, snipers could snipe, people who use fusions can fusion rifle, people who shotgun can shotgun, because I think everything is more balanced than it's ever been, but we can't feel the full effect of it, you know, and I would like to feel the full effect of it. And it's just frankly a lot of fun, and kind of that I think Bungie wants us to just have fun at the end. Like, this whole going away patch has been like, hey, here's all that stuff you wanted, and it's been kind of like this going away thing. Hey, like, we're looking at Destiny 2 now, this is the big thing. And the one thing I don't think that they'll do is leave it in a state that is so vastly different than the way Destiny has been, like the Destiny that we've known. Like, this is like the, hey, like, remember everything this game is. Oh, but for PvP, we're drastically changing the way that it works, and you're stuck with that. You know, like, that just feels weird. Like, I feel like they've got to take a look at it and got to look at, like, the way that people want to play and have fun, you know? So that's how I feel about it. I hope that they're listening, and I know that they are. Like, I'm just curious what they'll do about it now that a lot of eyes are on Destiny 2. And so, yeah, that's kind of my overall thing about it.
My thing.
Yeah, kind of went on a little rant there, but I need to get it out.
It's a podcast. That's what we do. We talk.
Uh-huh. Triton, do you have any thoughts about Trials? I know it was a little while ago that you played, but...
Well, I mean, I now play so infrequently that I'm the guy who's going to get all the messages. We played, maybe 8 games maximum, and in the middle of that, I think... And we were doing pretty well early, and then it just... not as great late, obviously, when you don't do well on a card sometimes, but, I'm starting to get the "you're the carry" messages, which I think are hilarious. So I'm enjoying that. So I've got to kind of play so infrequently now that I'll get these messages in, like, the one time I do. But I am enjoying that. That to me was really, really funny that I got that random... I forget who it was. I could look real quick that he sent it to us, like, after our game, and I think we 5-1 that guy. And I don't remember him being great either. And it's always from, like, a guy who has a streamer emblem. And then if I quickly, because I'm usually in Hove's chat at that point, I'll look him up. And this isn't a bash anyone, but it's always like a one viewer type of person, and who's like advertising carries though. And he's so upset that he didn't beat us that he sends like "you're the carry" guy. And so I always look those people up. I was just curious. And it's always people who aren't like statistically great. Like, they're not ever people that, like, I feel like are 2 or 3 O's or something like that, and like, okay, maybe you just you were trying. It's always someone who's like 90 days into this game, 1.1 guy or like 1.2 guy. And I happen to believe that, like, the time it takes to like ramp up to like your ultimate, like your plateau, or like I guess for lack
You
of
were
a
going to
better
say ultimate form,
letter,
weren't you?
lack of a better term here at 11:30, like your terminal velocity as to like where you're basically going to level off is pretty quick in this game. So to me, I don't understand those people. I think it's hilarious, but for not playing for like a three weeks at that point, I was like, what the heck? This it kind of sucked at the time, but
yeah, to just like finally jump back in and then get that immediately, that message.
but I mean, we had a fun time. We didn't go flawless, but we had Hove on the team, so there it is. But yeah.
I had 2 points here that I was going to defend you.
You were going to defend me for what? I mean, first of all, I didn't play well in our last exit. I think.
No. I'm saying right now, I was going to say 2 things that I was going to defend you, and I may just. I may have just forgotten them.
Okay, well, I'll say mine first, and then Hove, if you feel like coming back with you. Mine necessarily isn't a defense, but this is just something about people who send these scrub messages or you're the carry. Like, do you not want these people to play the game? Like say I don't understand that. Like, if someone is doing badly in a game and you degrade them, like send them a degrading message, like you're telling them, hey, you're not saying get good. You're like, hey, feel bad, quit Destiny. Like, why do you even play? Like, that's what the message insinuates. Why does anybody want someone to stop playing this game? You want the player pool to be bigger so that your games are more fun, more variety. Like, it just makes me so mad.
That's
like,
big picture thinking. Most people can't do that.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't
point.
like degrade. It was just like, are you happy being carried or congrats being carried? I always just like from a statistical standpoint, always find it interesting that I've never actually had anyone message me that over the course of like a similar sample in like the same game mode actually outperforms me. So it's like, I don't know why you would take like a 1 game sample size and like spread that across and like make inferences over like the course of a whole card. It's like, so that just seems odd. And plus like you've devoted like, probably at that point 6 times more time into this game. So I'm like, for you to have, and I get like, honestly get a little like, why would, if you've played this game so much more than me and you're so much worse, like, and we just beat you, like, I don't know what the point is. I always want to send those people messages back and be like, I'm also pretty positive that like you don't have a pension, right, or like something like that. Like, so I feel really bad for you.
Oh my gosh,
you didn't invest in Chipotle stocks.
really right to like the core of somebody on that. Like, I'm sorry you're not good at life, but
even if I was a hard carry and someone messaged me that, like, are you happy being the carry? I'd be like, yes.
I think I actually
yes, I am. That's why I'm here. Yes.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I want to speak because maybe there's someone here listening. Maybe not in the live stream, maybe in the podcast or on YouTube, and you're thinking to yourself like, oh, well, I've sent that salty message before, like, or a degrading message before. I just want to say to you, like, like you don't, this is your chance to like not think that way, like to think about like, hey, I want as many people to play this game as possible. And that's why you see a lot of people in the community like Pope Bear, for instance, and I know there's like tons of others that are just very like DJ's another guy. I know Fury, I've seen some of the responses he's gotten to hate mail and just tries to be positive and lighten the mood and like really like that's what we aim for, is like to like for it to like be a positive Destiny community so that as many people are playing this game as possible, like and we kind of fix those salty messages to where like we have a bigger player pool, we have more people just having fun in the Crucible. So I don't know, like if you're listening and you're the one sending these salty messages, like maybe like this is your chance to like think about what you're doing and think about like your impact on the overall community. Like Hove said, maybe you haven't thought about the big picture and like this is your chance. So just wanted to throw it out there.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
My 2 points, and I can't believe I'm gonna back up Triton on anything. I first want to point out, I want to clarify, when Triton says, he hasn't played in weeks and he plays so infrequently, I just want everyone to know this isn't we have a podcast host who doesn't play the game. Triton's just very busy at this time of the year. No, I'm serious, because you were saying how infrequently you play. This isn't like Triton quit Destiny for now. It's just he's very busy right now and hasn't had as much time to play. So yeah. I'm defending Triton, which is
this is super.
This
rare.
is worse than
this might end up in the bloopers, in fact. But okay.
And
the other thing,
on top of that, well, real quick on top of that, like Triton being in this place in life right now too makes him able to relate to a lot of other people who jump in and out of Destiny. I know a lot of people, on my friends list who jump back in. I played with someone, I won't throw him under the bus right now, this weekend, a Trials card who hadn't played Trials like possibly in year 3 at all, and he was like, I don't know, man, this is so weird, like, and so like there are a lot of people who are just busy playing other games or busy, with life stuff, and they're just jumping back in infrequently into Trials or into raids, and so Triton can relate to those people a lot right now. So I just want to throw that out there.
Well,
what was your second thing?
Yeah, my second thing was Triton. Don't feel too bad. I some of the messages that I've gotten recently are just I can't even. One wasn't a message, but I was bored one day and I went on Guardian Theater, and I don't know if you've ever been on it, but it can be very interesting. You need to do it.
I know.
So we played somebody, and I couldn't even throw him under the bus because I don't know who it is. Before the match even started, somebody was like, "Oh, we're playing Resolute." And at some point, it was just me. It was me, and it might have been, I think it was Marcus and Wilson. So I was the only Rezo person on the team. And first, they were talking about Rezo's a dead clan. No one cares about us. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Then,
cool. Of course.
This was before it even started. They decided that I only got into Resolute because I'm a child with melanoma, and they felt bad.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
And then at the end,
don't take anyone under 18.
This was just this is like back, like I just went on Guardian Theater and watched this like days later. Then at the end, and this I can't really fault them for this. They said I'm a Hovey fanboy and I play nothing but Soldier 76 because 76, and I was like, I don't really have a comeback for that.
That was kind of perfectly worded. You win
today. But like,
I
mean, come on, like we didn't even start. Oh, this kid's only in Rezo because he has melanoma. Like, what?
That's so random.
What? So...
No, actually, I mean, I'm glad that this actually turned into a platform for other things, and the fact that you both have my back, even Hove, without putting a knife in it, is amazing, and I think a testament just to how close we are and how much time we spend together. I actually thought it was entertaining, because I said, it's just, I think I responded, honestly, I just looked it up, I said, sorry dude, and then put shrugs inside of, like, asterisks, like, I don't really know what to tell you, like, I mean, I probably didn't play good in that match, so, I mean, it is what it is. I just think it's funny that, like, that's the point where, we've all gotten the GGs and things like that, and to be, at a point where now it's just like, you suck, and I'm like, well, yeah, I probably did, actually. I just think that was funny, and but in Trials itself, I mean, we only played so many games. There was obviously Icebreaker, but like both of you guys pretty much said, it's not so much that it's sniping, because like that's what I'm used to anyways, like people sniping in Trials anyways. It's the fact that it's just like you have to use that one gun, and I didn't even do that. I still am rolling the Warlock with Talaylock no matter where we are and what map, and I don't care. I'm just using that. I don't put a lot of stock into what I need to use. I just for the few hours I am getting playing with you guys, I just want to use whatever actually I have on, and I don't even bother looking. Like I think we were descending and I was using a fusion rifle, and Lego's like, Trey, you might want to even think about changing that sight on it, and I was like, oh, okay. So like I just don't put as much time into it at the moment. But
aim assist. Go for the aim assist.
The aim assist. I don't think I killed one person with a special weapon when we played Trials, to be honest. I don't maybe
well,
one.
You weren't leaving your teammates as often as I was to get special ammo. That was the problem.
That's true, Lego, but we already know that you're trying to go for the 1v3. So like we know that like if Hove goes down, you're just gonna assume I'm gonna go down, so you're gonna go and get like you're gonna go get special. Like what was the situation? It was actually a game we were close on, and I think it was last exit, and Hove was like, Lego, you literally left Triton there 1-on-3 to go get special.
It was on last exit. Yeah, we were in a fight.
Too.
I died.
Guilty.
They all rushed into Triton, surrounded him, and Lego was like, "Peace, I'm out."
That was the moment I like rethought my strategy. I was like, maybe this is a little too cruel. Maybe I'm taking it too far.
Well, Hove
I'm
called
pretty
you out.
sure,
He was like, Lego, why did you leave Triton?
Yeah, it was a 2v. It wasn't like Lego was on the other side of the map. It was a 2v3, and Triton started the fight, and Lego like took a shot and was like, "Nope, special, bye," and like left.
And then Lego was like, "Triton, why'd you die?" And then Hove was like, "Dude, you literally left him there to die."
To be fair, I didn't think Triton was gonna engage. Just to be fair,
we were in that room, like they were all in there too. I don't know what.
I'm used to being quick on my feet, and just I guess I'm a runner. I don't know, Titan skating.
Well-
Oh man.
But
Those were good
it's
times.
funny. It's funny y'all bring that up because I was rewatching my footage from this weekend from Hove, from ours, and my games with Nava, and I noticed there was one game where everybody died except for me, and I ran to go get the res, but instead of getting the res first, I grabbed the special ammo box and then got the res real quick, and I was like, I guess I could have done that the
I
other
guess we
way
could have done
around.
it the other way around.
Hove, you were talking about streaming and and all the messages you were getting from those games. There is also some new stuff going on with streaming. The Twitch affiliate program is this new thing that's
I don't know what that is.
going around right there. Yeah, I guess you don't yet, but we're assuming you're going to know soon. Is the idea?
Right.
Yeah, so that's going around. What I mean, I think it's a really cool opportunity for streamers. I'm not really a big streamer myself. I know Triton and Hove, you guys stream, and I'm really excited because I know Hove's gonna get in. Like, I have no doubt. But it's just really cool to see them upping their game. Man, it makes me, so as someone who does more stuff on YouTube, it makes me really wish, like, come on, YouTube, what are you doing? Like, step up your game, use it. But hopefully competition is good for business, and I hope that YouTube does see some of the stuff that Twitch is doing in their decline in uploads from maybe some of their Destiny or gaming YouTube people, not just Destiny.
Right.
This involves all of gaming. It's pretty huge. Do you have any more thoughts on that, Hove, on everything going on in the streaming world?
Well, I guess first, we should kind of throw out what exactly this whole affiliate thing is. They're doing kind of like, if you're familiar with Twitch, they have partnered streamers that can have subscriptions and receive cheering through bits and stuff like that. And they've given some of those types of perks to people that meet lower qualifications than partners. And then also, which I thought was really cool, giving partners more stuff.
Yes.
So it wasn't just like, hey, you're partnered, but we're going to give some of that stuff to other people. They're giving them more. So I know partners, for instance, are getting, I believe, more emotes, a badge, a chat badge. So if they go into someone else's chat, it shows that they're a partner.
Yeah.
And 2 more tiers of subs. There's the $4.99, $9.99 maybe, and $24.99.
It's pretty awesome.
And then, so the affiliate program, they made it really easy for pretty much anyone who is committed at all to streaming. I believe you have to have 100 followers.
That's 50 followers.
50 followers.
Yeah, 50
I'm
followers.
sorry, 50 followers, 7 unique streaming days in the last month, 500 minutes streamed in the last month, and average concurrent viewership of 3 viewers, which, if you're somebody who does try to stream regularly and you are positive and friendly and talk to your chat, that's a pretty easy thing to hit, which is nice. And so they're giving them, right now you get the ability to turn on bits, which is kind of like, for all intents and purposes, it's the same as tipping someone, except instead of PayPal getting the transaction money, Twitch gets the transaction money. So for every bit that you give to a streamer, they get a penny. Or for every, right? Every bit they get a penny, right? So, that's a nice way to let affiliates earn a little bit of money, without as much as being a partner. And they've talked about in the future, they're going to introduce 1 sub-level, subscription level for affiliates, which will come with 1 emote spot.
Yeah.
Which
That's
is really
cool.
nice. So it's cool.
Is that sub gonna be like a cheaper sub than if you were to sub to?
They haven't given much info on
Okay.
that. They kind of said that's coming at a later date. With them giving I would assume so, because if you're only going to get 1 emote, it's really not fair to have the same sub tier price and get a ton less.
And no badge, right? When you're in the chat, like no specific like loyalty badge. Like, like Mana has the eggs and Hovey has like the Zelda thing.
I don't know. Did they say?
That's
I
I
don't
was
think
just asking you. I'm not
I don't
sure
think
if
they
that
said
will
one or
exist.
the other, so it could
No.
happen. There's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that they're like, hey, this is coming later. It won't be here right now. But that wasn't included one of them, but it wasn't said that they wouldn't have that. I don't think so.
Yeah, and they haven't given much info on the sub part of it. They just said coming at a later date. So I mean that opens up. That's a lot of streamers, and they're sending out emails. It seems like every day. There's some people getting the emails, and they said it's completely random. And they're doing it every day, and they're doing it gradually, and it does seem random because the first day, at least one person I can think of who is really deserved. Former guest here, Chad Lantis, got it on the first day.
Yeah, that was
and
awesome.
they actually Twitch put out a video of people getting their first bits on stream, and he made it.
Oh, that's
He was on
so
Twitch's
very
video.
awesome for Chad. Yeah.
Congrats,
Congrats
Chad.
to Chad. He's a good dude. And then I saw some people today that had like 120 followers. You know, like they're pretty new, but they meet the requirements, so they get that opportunity. So I think that's really neat.
I'm
So
curious
I like it.
Yeah, I'm curious how it's going to work out later on. Like right now they're launching it, and so they're like sending it out randomly to all these different people. And I wonder if once all these people are in, all the new people, like the requirements will kind of activate earlier now, because right now they're randomly activating chunks of people.
Right.
And so maybe it'll work like more immediately, like in the future for people who just start streaming, you know?
I would assume. I think that's probably a ways away because you think just across all directories, there's thousands upon thousands of people that meet those. So I would think in whatever time frame it takes to get completely caught up to where everybody who meets it now is in, I would think, if there's a 30-day period, maybe they'll make it like you have to meet those 30-day requirements over a 60-day period. You know, like do it twice, you know, so that it's not just, hey, I did this for 30 days. Cool. Now I can earn money.
Mm-hmm.
But I would think it'd make it a little bit easier after that.
Yeah, I really think it's a win-win-win overall. For Twitch, it's a win. They're gonna make money. For affiliates, it's awesome. You know, a new way to interact with your chat in a lot of different ways and ways to earn income. And then also for people who are partnered already, you have more tiered options. So there's really like no. I'm sure people will think of downsides, but in the overall picture, it looks really great for everyone.
There's one big... I don't see it, but the thing that seems to be a point of contention is partners getting their own sub badge.
Yeah, I know, but
I don't see it. Some people
neither.
are upset that, you know, if a partner comes into their stream, they're advertising and they're going to steal their viewers. That's a viewer. They're in there to support you. I mean, I don't see any... I can't even fathom why it would be a problem, so I can't really comment on that. I don't see it.
Yeah, if anything, in the Destiny community in particular, I don't think it's a bad thing, because we're a community on Twitch. Like, I've heard lots of different people describe the Destiny Twitch community as vastly different than some of the other gaming communities, where everybody kind of like not shares their subs or viewers or anything like that, but they like do raid each other in a different, more friendly way than happens in other games. Like I've heard
from what I understand, that's like almost solely a Destiny thing.
Exactly, yeah. And so it's like, man, like what a cool community we have, and it encourages me that like, man, this isn't going to be as big of a problem as maybe it will be in other communities. So we'll see what happens to it.
I think that'd be cool. Like if I see someone with a partner badge come in my stream, I'm gonna be like, fuck yeah, look, that guy's partnered. Why is he here? But no, Twitch, I've been really impressed since I've really started paying more attention to it. Twitch seems to really do, you know, to be fair, they're not doing anything that isn't making them some money. They are a business.
Right.
But they seem to really do a lot and try to help out the people that are bringing in their viewership and their money and everything. And they seem like they're doing a good job with it. I'm happy with it.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to mention before we go to community questions from Twitch and from Twitter, I did get to Hove. I can't remember if you got to run Wrath of the Machine. I don't think so yet.
I didn't get to do Wrath now.
But yeah, we've finally gotten to experience all the different raids. I was saying I got to play Wrath earlier. Well, I hadn't done the challenge mode, like the Axis challenge mode, since it came out. Like I remember I did the challenge mode for the TV boss. I can't remember his name. I'm such a bad PvEer, guys. Vosig, yeah. So like I did his before, and maybe I didn't even do that. But yes, now I've done it all, and I just want to say that like the final boss of Wrath of the Machine, Axis, is like the second stage of Axis is actually like a pretty crazy fight. With just like so many things going on at once, and I pulled. This is why I really wanted to pull it up. I wanted to say how cool of a fight it was and how it's very difficult, but also not like. I'm trying to think how to say it. It's not as frustrating as King's Fall for some reason, but it's still complicated and fun. Maybe fun is the best word to describe it. I just think it's really fun.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to bring up, secondly, is that Hove, I pulled a U, and I joined the LFG that I joined.
You did a bunch of badass stuff.
No,
And impressed a lot
they
of
said
people?
need to be very experienced
with a bunch
and
of strippers?
know the challenge. And so I was like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. You know, I'd never done the challenge before, and I was like, I thought I had an idea, but I didn't really know the idea. And within like one wipe, I was like, okay, now I got it, you know? And then I didn't mess up at all from that moment on. But I definitely didn't quite know what I was doing when I first joined in. And by the end of it, they were all like, oh yeah, we're so glad you joined, man, you know? And I was like, oh, thank goodness, because I definitely didn't know what I was doing when I jumped in here.
Didn't you make fun of me and give me a hard time
I
about
did,
that?
yeah.
Right.
Now it's your turn.
I want to say it was just in the last week or two. Oh yeah, whenever I said no one would let me run the thingy in Oryx, and you were like, that's probably because they know you lied about it. I was like,
yeah,
I
well,
can see
people
Lego's
can give me
name.
a hard time now, but I know
it
what I'm
must have
doing
been,
now.
yeah, it must have been last week if Triton doesn't remember it.
I do have to say I forgot because I'd only run Wrath of the Machine like once or twice. I forgot about the part where you need to run to the pillars that sink down in the back once you've activated them as your safe zone. And I forgot, and the entire team was over there. They had already gotten on the pillar, the entire team, except for me, gathering heavy ammo on the left side, way
That's
on
weird.
the far side. And they were like, oh crap, you need to get over here. And I was like, oh, I forgot. I jumped Twilight Garrison and Titan skated over there, and they were like, oh, we're not going to make it. We're going to have to wipe. And that one guy was like, no, wait, he's got it. And I'm like Titan skating as fast as I can, and right before like it goes away, I get on the pillar and survive. And we I think that was the round that we finished Axis too, and I was like, that was incredible. I can't believe I have no idea what I'm doing, but I made it through this raid.
I'm never going
That's
to
pretty
live
much-
that one down.
That's pretty much all I had to say about the raid, since I know we didn't all get a chance to run it. But I just wanted to say I thought it was an awesome raid, and I know since a lot of people didn't get to run it, I'm curious how the next 4 weeks are going to go as it rotates through these raids again, like who all is getting their seconds in to finish up getting any exotics or any weapons that they were missing, you know. Probably not as many exotics because a lot of people got them all first run, but I'm still missing
Yeah.
a Praetorian foil, and I've run Vault of Glass. I can't tell you how many times since it's
I
come
hope you
out.
never get one.
Oh, well, great, Hove. Thank you. I appreciate that. you know, I'll be fine with my Thesan, so, you know, I understand.
Oh, speaking of Thesan, is it
Yes.
the same role today, this week? Is that
I've
what I
heard that it is. DJ tweeted out, he was like, hey, I think Lego would kill it with this role, Rezo's DJ. And I was like, actually, that is the exact role I'm using now. So if you have a
Yeah.
Thesan package, check out that Replenish, Brace Frame, Rangefinder role, because it is incredible. I love it so much.
It's not that good. Get a wizard.
No, get the Thesan. Listen to the Voot Master, the podcast boss, and get the Thesan. Hey, somebody tell me though, if there is a
Podcast
if there's a
boss.
different burn on it other than solar, I'd love to have
Ooh.
a Void Thesan.
Good
That would
call.
be pretty awesome. So
I
I
can
need to
tell you
check.
right-
I'm gonna go check
I can
that
tell you
out.
right now if you want.
Yeah, you could, but I think it's community question time, so you might
Oh.
want to check that out.
But what if I don't have any community questions?
Then I'll need to make up my
Or-
own for you guys.
Or what if I'm just stalling right now while I look it up anyway?
That's true. And while Hove is blabbering and stalling to look this up,
It's void.
I
by
just
the way.
want to add.
Is it-
So it is void.
It's Void. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited right now. I'm gonna have the Trinity of
Oh,
Arc.
wait. I lied.
Oh, you punk! You
It's,
ruined
That's
my
about as
night.
bad as Lego
It's
gets.
Arc. It's Arc.
Arc is okay because I still don't have a replenish one in Arc. So, can you guys see my obsession right now that I have to get all the different elements of this one kind of Thesan because it's so great? Like, what is my problem?
Oh.
It was like the time that you
I just
got
wanna say,
really
the
angry with
Void
Hove
one,
and had to
though-
let it be known that, like, Hove, I'm so so much in disagreement with you right now.
The void one is hot swap rangefinder injection mold.
Yeah, no one wants that. Sorry.
All right.
I'll sit on my package for one more week.
So, I mean, normally I'm giving Hove a hard time here, but since Hove is going to look up these community questions, I just wanted to add, Lego, because I put this in the chat as well, that, you know, I always joke with you that you never seem to find my streams, and so we get to the Twitch affiliate program, and you completely skip asking me about it at all, and I think that this just parallels the fact that you never seem to make it to any of my streams. It's
Oh
probably because I
my
stream at 5 a.m.
gosh.
That's probably the biggest thing that that's a deterrent for you. Is that's
The
4
5
a.m. for
a.m.
you.
stream, man, it kills me. That's all it is. No, I didn't want to put any pressure on you, Triton. With your busy schedule, I wasn't sure.
Hey, the
if
Twitch
you'd wanna-
affiliate program was like one of the few things I actually can consistently track because it's on a lot of people's feeds. So
Yeah, so I do want to hear your thoughts about it while we're waiting on those community questions.
well, quickly, I mean, first of all, and I do this offline all the time, so it never makes it up. But like, I've always felt that Hove should have way more followers, way more viewers, and everything else, given the criteria it seems to be successful to stream. I don't hide that as a secret at all. So I mean, I know it's random and that people are getting them, but if he doesn't get them next couple days, I'll probably start getting salty for him as well, because he's super deserving to have this. So many people I know that go about streaming the right way don't have this right now,
got so
and so
excited right
it really does make me upset when that's the case. But I think the biggest thing for me when I saw this is a lot of people that have gone for partnership that we know there's not a lot of transparency as to why they are or are not getting into being partnered, and this creates very obvious, very overt written type of requirements to make it. And I think this opens the door for Twitch to maybe not only just do an affiliate program, but then they could see and track usage for this, and then they could start seeing, maybe there's another tier they can introduce, because everything that they have as a part of the affiliate program are things they can just turn on for you, right? They can just turn on bit usage for you. So it's not a redesign of having to do anything else. If they give you a sub badge, if they give you a emote, that's just turning that on. So they already have support for that, and they just need the structure to support more people. So maybe there's a program between affiliate and being partnered, because let's not pretend that there's people that get partnered that have less viewership and maybe less subs than someone who doesn't right now. So I think this is a very good way analytically to track type of, not just attrition from partnered people, but also to track, ways to increase potential and identify potential people who should be partnered, as opposed to constantly fielding all of these inquiries. They can make that a little bit more transparent and track it as well. So it's a good business move from the back end in terms of, supporting kind of, I guess, the data and analytics that probably drive a lot of those decisions for Twitch. So from that standpoint, it's great, and obviously they make money. So, but if you don't have Hove as an affiliate, in the next week, I will continue to not stream. That's my vow if that's the case.
Hove got so excited by those statements that he just turned his camera off. I just wanted to point that out. So who knows what's going on right now?
He's also offline on Twitch, so I think Hove may be down. Comcast is apparently.
Oh no, that would be terrible.
So it is now the Me and Lego show.
He got so excited that his whole internet just went out. I don't even know what happened, but he said he's crying in chat. I'm pretty sure it's not from his internet going out. It's from your beautiful words, Triton.
It could be. I mean,
my big idea just now, though, why I was raising my fist up in excitement, and this is funny because he's not even here to get mad at me for saying it, but I was going to say, plot twist, Triton gets the affiliate program before Hove does. Can you imagine how salty he would get?
Okay, there is part of me that, as long as I knew Hove was going to get it, that I would not mind that, because I mean, I this month have definitely not met those qualifications, but in past months I probably have. I stream maybe twice a week for a couple of hours every time, probably 3 hours, so that would be, I don't know how many hours that would be, I guess, ultimately, but 3 hours, 6. So, I mean, like 30 hours a month, maybe conservatively. And thankfully, some people, for whatever reason, come out and support my average gameplay. So, if I would have gotten that before Hove, I would never have let him live that down. But seriously, I'm hoping he does get his soon, because, we've had this debate in conjunction with like other things that we haven't really brought up on the podcast, but I really feel like if he or to not get it, it'd be rather odd. But are we gonna move on with community questions without him? Am I gonna take over here with community questions, or are we gonna wait for him?
I'm debating, because I have it up as well, but I'm wondering if we want to talk about a different topic, or if we want to jump to those community questions. I'll go ahead and start with the first question that I see here, since I know that I can answer it. Let's see. It's from Tater, Big Tater Tot, and he asked, "Can Lego give us some live music?" And I said that I probably could do this, but then I forgot to bring the thing that I was gonna bring. It's a surprise. Maybe it will happen next week. Maybe it will happen another week. I don't know, but it's very possible that it could happen. I'm trying to look at some of these questions because some of them are so important for Hove to be here just to bash him for the taco experience and I know he would skip over these taco questions as well.
He definitely would. I did ask someone, Triton Please asked, will Hove 76 be eating 12 tacos live for us? Which he said, absolutely not. I can't even think about tacos, in which I responded with 12 tacos and 12 poop emojis, which this whole thing has really elevated the basically tacos and poop emoji to number 1 and 2 on my emoji usage. So they're now 1 and 2.
Oh my gosh.
And eventually they'll go down, but I must have really, really used it a lot this week after he did that.
Well, we'll save the rest of the community questions for when Hove gets back. For now, I think it'd be good for us to discuss something we were talking about before we started the podcast, and that was, next month we've got a big event coming up for Destiny 2 in particular. We have the live stream of the gameplay that's going to be played, and that's coming up soon. And I wanted to see, Triton, for you, and I'll answer this as well. What do we want to see from that live stream, and then what do we think we'll see gameplay live from that stream?
So what I think we're going to see, and they have some formula with those ride-alongs. So I think what we will see is they're going to bring someone who's behind some kind of design, or someone who's plays an integral role in kind of putting whatever they show us together, whether that be from a visual perspective, whether that be from a gameplay perspective, or concept, those types of things. And I think they're going to take us through something that's non-narrative driven. I think it's going to be showing off maybe some gunplay, maybe some gameplay. And what I mean by that is I think they may just throw us into the middle of something and leave us to speculation. So it's not going to be this cool cutscene where we're going to get a big plot point and they're going to start us off in a mission. I think it's going to be like almost like Patrol. You descend down there and you pick up a beacon and you do something. That's not really related to a story. I could see them doing that and hitting something like that right away, because it's not that Patrol... Patrol is probably a lot of people's least favorite activity. But it's something that you do kind of need to do in the game, especially as you're grinding and things like that. It's a somewhat necessity. So to go back and say, here's how we've redesigned Patrols and you'll experience it, that's going to show off gunplay, that's going to show off visuals, that's going to show off something that's revamped that we don't really enjoy right now, and it's probably not going to spoil anything narrative driven. So I can see that with some kind of designer or game tester taking us through there while someone who's lend to that particular area talks us through that. That's what I fully expect to see, I guess kind of as a high level.
Yeah. No, that makes sense for sure. And you make me think of a few things. One is, you talked about going into Patrol or something like that, and that made me think of when they first showed off Destiny 1. It was looking a lot like they were in the middle of that first mission that you get on Earth where you have to like get your ship part. And I think they fight the same boss, even it's just in a different area of the Cosmodrome. And I feel like we could get something. That's what I probably think we will get, is something where they just throw you in the middle of a story mission. I like your idea of they don't even really tell you what's going on. You're just fighting some enemies and get to an end boss, and that's kind of like the end. You get the loot. You can kind of get to see that, But what I would like to see, they might show off some inventory stuff too. What I would like to see is a little more. Probably this is like my fingers crossed moment. Like, will we get like that more open world style Patrol thing that we're kind of wanting, where there's different towns you can go to and whatnot? If that is the case, that we have something like that, I would like for them to show it off, like how Patrol is different, how the landscape is different, and them actually say, this is what I would love, if they fix the mistake that they made the first time and made a joke out of it, because they're really good at when something is bad in Destiny, making a joke out of it, like how Dinklebot or Nolanbot makes a joke, or Eris does, like, yes, this is why we have the ghosts, for opening doors, right. Or stuff like that. They make fun of themselves, or they put the wizard came from the moon line in this new in the new story missions that have been updated, that happens at the end of one of them. That line just randomly gets thrown in there. And so stuff like that, they're just so good at it. I would love for them to correct the mistake of when they showed off Destiny 1 and said, all of this land, you can go to anywhere you see on this map. And he meant like it in a different way than the audience took it. And we all took it as, oh, all those places in the far off distance that you can see in the Cosmodrome, you can go to it. But that wasn't the case. And so them do that again, but then them hop on their Sparrow and actually go there. Like, how cool would that be for them to like, oh, we're making fun of ourselves, but look what we did, and we made Destiny 2 what everybody wanted Destiny 1 to be, you know, along with fighting some bad guys, you know,
Right.
maybe picking up a quest and doing a short quest line in the new way that they have it, whatever that is. That's what I would love to see, along with some gear, you know, how the inventory system is going to work. That's probably the core of what I would like to see. What I think we're going to get is more along the lines of what you said, with like just in the middle of one story mission, kind of what it looks like, how the guns work, maybe a little bit of the inventory, and that's kind of it. But I hope that it's more than that.
I'll go a step further and say I think they will bridge that gap, but they're not going to explore. I could see them ending the video showing us that it's big open world. I could see them ending some video showing us like spaceships are relevant, like you can now drive them or something. I could see them ending in that way, basically giving a nod to here's something you didn't love, but here's something that will become, but not get into it. So it just basically teases a little bit again. Hey, this is something we did. This is something we're fixing. It's going to be here, but not do that. No, I'm with you. I would like to see how inventory management's going to be, vault space, maybe how like you progress, those types of things. I just don't think we'll get that in May. I don't know if they'll take the risk of showing that, because if that gets picked apart, I don't know the time it could be taking to like revamp that. I don't think they want to second guess themselves. I feel like they're confident, but I don't think they're going to come out with this is that. And so I'm with you. I mean, that is a like. I would like to see some of that stuff, because, right, those are big questions. But I think they're going to let us know, hey, gameplay's still the same, but now it's in 60 frames. Something like that to let us know, hey, it's going to feel the same. And they're going to show us something, show it off a little bit. But I do think it will end with something that we've been wanting, and they'll show it, but they're not going to dive in. It's not that's going to end the show. It's not going to be, and here's so and so to explain all these new things or how the ships fly. It's just going to be like you said, Sparrow to a place way out in the distance that we would identify with, like on the Cosmodrome, like you said, like we could never go there, we're going there. Or it's someone manually flying a ship. And like, so now you can fly the ship somewhere, and it's like, oh my gosh, the ships matter.
Me think of that.
And so we leave at the end of that feeling reassured that the gameplay's intact, getting a little bit of here we probably are going to see the HUD at least, so they're going to have to probably to some degree either disclaimer that's not what it will be, or it's still in progress, but we're going to have to see some indication of what the HUD's going to be. But I could see that ending with spaceships now matter, or like you said, here's a town we're walking through, or something that they really make a big leap on to please us, non-narrative driven. I think that's totally within the possibility or realm of possibilities, and I would love to see that.
Dude, you got me so hyped talking about like if they, because that is their MO, is to in the stream, or at least towards the end of the stream, have a little nugget of like, hey, there's this little thing that you see for a second. And remember when they introduced swords, and swords was the new thing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Hove. Hove is back. Swords was the new thing at the end of those streams, and so that you just see it on their back, and you're like, wait, what is that? Or Twilight Garrison shader was another thing. They didn't say anything about it. And this is just small stuff for these streams. Could you imagine if like it was like you said, with like an actual, you get to fly your own ship or something like that, and at the end of the live stream they're in patrol and they're like, okay, well, should we go ahead and go to that town? And they're like, yeah, sure, like we'll do that to end the stream, and your ship flies overhead of you, and it sees you going in the cockpit, and then they end the stream or something like that, and you're like, what, or are we getting it, but I think you're right. They'll answer some of those important questions straight off the bat, like this is 60 frames per second, because you'll see it, you'll know, like this is 60 frames per second right off the bat. Everybody's gonna know. And maybe even if anything's changed with their netcode for PvP, maybe they'll throw something like that out for the PvP people.
Oh yeah, PvP would be the dream to get some kind of indication of that. I didn't even put that in my because I just felt like that was such a big
it's too
ask.
far out there.
But yeah, I mean, they want to end with anticipation. They want to end with speculation. They don't. That's why I think, like, you know, both of us had the inventory thing on the like section. It's because I think even though we would love to see how maybe progression happens and gear and things like that, that kind of, I feel like, begots a lot more conversation around. It's definitely more speculative than anticipation, but sometimes it opens things up for, I don't like this right out the gate, even though they're not really fully vetting it. So I think that's why we won't get those types of things. I think they want everything to be positive and reassuring. But like when you think in our history of Destiny 1, anytime they've tried to redo something, and even though in the end, it's usually always been an improvement, things like Infusion and that way, it's always met with some hesitancy, and there's always a few voices that speak the loudest against it. Now that doesn't mean that the trailer, you know, people are going to watch this gameplay and there's going to be people who are like, oh, I wish we got more of this or this or this.
Yeah.
But I think Bungie is good about trying to control those things, and they've been very good about, like, in the last year or so, particularly, like, knowing how to roll things out and how this community digests and responds to things. So I feel like that's what we'll get, and I'll be fully satisfied with that. I want to end my kind of portion of the comments by saying I'd be fully satisfied with middle of a patrol, middle of a story mission, no narrative, reassurance to the gameplay, kind of the speculation of, oh, what gun is that? Oh, what, you know, how is this? What does the HUD look like? And then ending on a high note of something that we never got in Destiny 1, said we wanted it, it's going to be there.
Dude, yeah, you got me so hyped just thinking about it. And there was something else that you said that reminded me of, like, oh, what if they showed off that? Like a subclass tree for your particular Guardian or something like that. Or maybe subclasses aren't a thing anymore and it works differently. Like you can customize it more. Like who knows? Like Destiny 2 could just, there's so many different things that could be different. But yeah, I think you're right. They'll definitely have that focus on whatever it is that they want to show. Hove, the main thing we covered was, you know, the live stream for next month, what we think it's going to look like and what we actually want it to look like. And so basically we both summed up by saying we think that it's going to be them just throwing us in the middle of a story mission, kind of similar to like when they first showed Destiny 1, it looked like the middle of the first Cosmodrome mission. You kill a boss, get the loot, and that's kind of it, you know? But we kind of want maybe a little bit more.
I don't want more.
You don't want more? That's all you want? Just
nope,
one little...
Nope, I don't want anything.
I feel like they might even... This is something else you made me think of, Triton, was having like a Q, and you know how they do like an FAQ sometimes, like Deej kind of runs through a list of like, so will it have this, and he'll ask whoever is kind of narrating the discussion, like he's kind of the question guy. If we were on a podcast, Deej is kind of like the host, and he's like, well, will you be able to do this? Well, Guardians want to know, will you be able to have this, you know, or what does your gun do when this happens? I think there might, since it's a live stream, we might have some moments like that.
Well, you know what though, I think a lot of that is just the way I've taken that is that they have certain things that they want to cover, and Deej is like the ringmaster of that. He's in charge of that. So whenever the game designers whose thing, you know, their profession, their specialty isn't relaying information on a live stream, that's more just Deej making sure the things that they wanted to outline are outlined. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if they would have covered it, if someone would have said it, he wouldn't have had to bring that up. That's all I'm thinking. My only question is, right before I got booted, Lego, what were you so excited about?
Oh, yeah. You missed it. I was, oh my gosh, I kind of wanted to react. Because you were like
shaking.
No, it was good, but it was good that you weren't here to take the initial salt for the comment I was about to say. I was going to say, plot twist, what if Triton gets the affiliate link before you do?
I put that in our chat today.
Congratulations, Triton.
That's what would be in order.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to see too much.
Yeah.
Honestly. You know, maybe just a little, no more than you may see from like a trailer or something. A cool boss, maybe a new mechanic, a new weapon.
Why is that? Is it because you want the hype spread out over time?
I don't want I mean, we're already hyped. You show us little bits at a time, and we're going to be super excited. I want any actual surprises that I don't need to know to play the game. Like maybe a new mechanic, a new way that guns fire. That's fine. But as far as like exciting things in game and bosses and new expansive looking areas, I want to see it for the first time in the game. I want to be going through. Did you guys both froze again? Am I getting kicked off again?
No, you're good.
Well, all right. Lego just has his eyes closed on my screen. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lego's
maybe
frozen
Lego
for me, too.
crashed. Oh, yeah, he just texted me. Anyway, I'd rather you're playing, you're running, and all of a sudden you come out and see something awesome. That's what I'd rather see. TBH. I don't know. That's just me. So yeah, it looks like Lego's out now.
Yeah, Lego's out now, so I guess I'm going to be next. Now, we were pretty much on the same page, Hove. I think what Lego and I were really saying is they're going to do... I mean, they're going to try to control... oh man, now Lego's on here twice.
Oh, this is terrifying.
They're going to try to control this as much as they can. I think they're going to give us like a little bit of gameplay to kind of just reassure us, like, hey, the things that you loved about Destiny are still here, particularly the gunplay, things like that. They're going to answer some big questions that they know that have been on our minds. Maybe, like you said, if they don't cover them, they're going to hit things to reassure us. But they're not going to... I don't think they're going to be anything narrative driven. I don't think it's going to... dive into something as deep as inventory management or things of that nature. And then I also think they're going to end on a high note by just glimpsing this is something you haven't seen. Like we were saying that, like, what if it's you can use your ship for more than just sitting in orbit now? What if that's the thing that they allude to? But they don't show you any of it. They don't talk about it. It just leaves you with the impression that we'll get to fly our ships. I could see them trying to end on that type of high note, and that be it.
Like something like that, I might be okay with. For instance, okay, the Queen and her brother. I think most people who read the Grimoire and everything, we kind of think they're alive somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I would be super pissed if some thing just showed, some gameplay trailer or some trailer or anything showed the Queen or showed her brother, just for instance, because...
Right, I don't want to see... Yeah, I don't want to see
great,
that.
cool, it's May, and I'm like, oh my god, something crazy is happening in Destiny 2 that comes out in 5 months. 4 months.
Yeah.
Definitely don't
want
that. I don't want them to disclose super huge story stuff too early either. I'm with you.
I mean, as cool as it would be to see it when it happens, think about in 4 months when you get to that mission, you're like, oh cool, here's that thing that surprised me 4 months before the game came out. Neat.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
Well, do we want to move on to community questions? How do you feel about that, Hove?
I think so. Vulcan Hove back with some community questions.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, first question, and this one is super important. Actually, where'd it go? It was the first question when I opened this up before.
We covered the tacos one already.
We
and
covered
what about
the
Tater's
music one as well.
I found it. Apparently, Twitter changes the order of replies sometimes.
Oh, jeez.
Calmine asks, with Lego being podcast boss and Hove being podcast Twitter boss, what does that make Triton?
Okay, well, I've said this to you guys a bunch of times. I don't really have very much of the show, so I'm not going to claim anything because I don't. Other than maybe a handful of guests that I've helped bring on, I don't really think I'm the boss of too much. Anything. Maybe the boss of giving Hove a hard time. I could definitely claim that one.
He's Hove's boss. Hove is.
He is never going to. No, I will quit the podcast right now.
Triton is Hove's boss.
Oh, well, you heard it here from Podcast Boss. I'm now Hove's
I'm done.
boss.
No. You are the boss of writing super excellent questions. I haven't figured out a better title for it yet, but it's in there somewhere. Triton's in there.
Hove's boss.
You were never my boss.
Hove's boss. That sounds great.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Next question is from Booker. What's our agenda for Guardian Con? I'm talking, where are we drinking and where are we drinking?
Well, Hove, you have been there before, and so I can't answer this question, but you know
Everywhere?
the lay of the land. Everywhere?
Everywhere.
Okay.
It's going to be so much fun. We've talked about it. I think we kind of all want to make it around. There's a lot of people we want to see and hang out with. So I think we're going to try to be kind of all over the place. I think it's going to be, in all honesty, I think it's going to be a really tiring 2 days for us because there's a lot of people that I want to go see, and I don't expect anybody to come to us. We don't. I think I speak for both you guys. We don't. We're not going down there thinking anybody wants to come see us. We want to go see a lot of people and hang out with people. So I'm going to be all over the place.
for sure. And we do have some sort of live podcast thing that we want to put together. We're not sure how it's going to look, if it's going to be public or private or whatever, but we're going to do something. It's going to be fun. I'm sure we'll live stream it. And I'm sure there will be lots of, we're in the works of talking about some sort of video like recap of the weekend as well that we're going to throw out there for the podcast as well.
We'll let you know as we get closer, but we're going to do some cool stuff.
Yes.
Hove has actually shared the itinerary for us, and there's like 7 strip clubs on it, so it's going to be really hard to fit anything else in. Hove, I'm giving you such softballs right now. You're not even going to jump on these? Like, that's
you ready for a softball? I can't believe I'm
Triton's asking to be jumped on, and
I can't believe I'm even telling you this. I may know a girl who's a stripper and works for Comcast.
Oh my gosh. You heard it here, folks. I can't even say anything right now.
We're so shocked. We don't know what to say. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, next question. Next question.
Big Tater Tot asks, can Lego give us some live music?
Yeah, we covered this one while you were gone. And sorry, Tater, I know you're in chat. You didn't hear it. But I have something for next week. Maybe the week after, I'm not sure. But we'll figure out something. It'll be fun. It'll be percussion-oriented. That's all I'll say.
Can I play the guitar?
Maybe. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work in sync. Like we got too much lag.
Get good internet.
You're the one that got booted.
Shut your mouth. He got booted too. Everyone got booted. Shut your mouth. By the way,
anybody who's listening, this episode is cursed or something. I got kicked. I was in here twice. Hove's internet went down. I don't know what's going on. But thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining this ridiculous party.
Next question. I'm really glad I got to this one because last week with the confusion over multiple tweets, we missed a question from him. Asriel Speaks asked, and this is a really, really good question. For all hosts, if you were not a part of Rezo, where would you want to leave your mark on the community?
You were not in Rezo. I'm pretty sure mine would be the same. Like it would be, maybe I wouldn't be involved in Twitch as much as I have been recently, but I feel like I would end up in the same avenues. Like podcasting was something that I put on my Rezo resume is I was like, hey, I've done some small podcast stuff before. I'm really into that. Would love to be a part of something like that in the future if we ever do anything. And I didn't mention it for like a year after I came into Rezo. It was just something that I threw in there like, hey, this is something I'm interested in. I don't know if anybody knows out there, but I listen to almost every Destiny podcast that's available. If I don't listen to it every week, I've at least listened to every one of them once. Just to like see the different personalities from, because I'm a real big podcast guy. I drive a lot. I have a lot of time to listen to a bunch of podcasts in the car. So yeah, I feel like I would end up podcasting in some manner for Destiny. Would like to influence the community in that way. Other than that, I still would like to think I'm doing the Voops, you know. That's about it for me, probably.
Yeah, I mean, even before Rezo, and I think it was Wendler who made the comment when he was on our episode that when he was going through the interview process, Claw said, you know, what would you be with Rezo that you currently aren't, or something like that. Yeah, like, you know, you should still be you. So before I joined Resolute, you know, I was, you know, leading Safe Gamers, which is kind of the brother clan to Dames of Destiny. And even though I had left them several months before joining Resolute, you know, I ended up having some really, really great friendships that came out of that. And I think that's just a testament to this community and what the game can do. So to me, I'd already kind of left my mark, or more importantly, people have kind of left their mark on me, just kind of via friendships formed, you know, particularly, I'll just give you guys some quick shout outs, you know, Disney's Icon, Yang, you know, Calmine is in that group certainly, and a lot of other people, Riceball, Randallus, that have just been amazing friends that, you know, have kind of revealed themselves as I've not been around as lately. They'll shoot me text messages asking how I am, or, you know, they'll ask me in the chat or on the Twitter DM and things like that. So if I didn't have Resolute, I'd still have this really close group of friends that I would hang out with, not just in gaming, but, you know, just talking otherwise. So
nice. Hove?
I don't know that I would have made even less of a marketing community than I have now. I think for a couple of reasons. One, I think just Rezo in general has opened up a lot of doors into things that wouldn't have been available had I not been a part of Rezo. I mean, you guys know with the messages we get and everything, not to sound, because this has nothing to do with me, but Rezo is recognized a lot of places.
Yeah.
People will talk to you just because they see you're at Rezo, whether it's for good reasons or just because they want to be in Rezo too. It opens up a lot of doors like that. And, I was, as much or more than anybody, I think I was more of an outlier to the community before joining Rezo than a lot of people. I streamed like twice, literally for like 20 minutes each, like by myself. I had nothing. I didn't really listen to any podcasts. I wasn't in any clan that was really trying to do anything in the community. I just liked the game, and that was getting into Rezo was about the time that I decided, like, hey, I want to do different stuff and be involved more. So I don't know what mark I would have made on the community at all, or what place I would have in it, because I was very much just a gamer, on my own. So
yeah.
Rezo kind of changed all of that. And like I said, not that I've made some big mark and am anything special, but we're doing this and, streaming, and it's a lot of fun getting involved like that. So
I definitely want to go out and say, like, I don't want anyone like thinking that Resolute hasn't been a big part. Like I say, like I'd still be podcasting, but Resolute has been a huge part of that. Like, and there's a lot of other things that Resolute has been a huge part of, like, because like we said at the beginning, like the admin at Resolute, like Claw and Tinks and Monk now and Boomslang, like all of them, like when I joined, they like want the people of Resolute to be who you already are, like what would change you being in Resolute. The difference is you have this family, this community behind you that is there, like supporting you and that you're supporting, and just as any other clan would be, I would hope so, that the clan that you're in is that way. I can see Tower Life in the chat right now doing a group hug, and that's the way it is. And I'm just thinking back to when I got Movie of the Week emblem. Like, I wouldn't have submitted that video if it was either Booker or Fury. One of them was like, dude, you need to submit that for Movie of the Week. And I was like, what? Like, no, I would never do that,
Yeah.
And I would not have done it if it wasn't for my friends in Resolute being like pushing me to push myself further, whether that's through a podcast, whether that is Movie of the Week, whether that's, going out and doing King's Fall the full first day it came out. Like, I wouldn't have canceled work and spent my whole day with a bunch of Resolute guys trying to be world's first, even if we couldn't get recognized. I don't know, just to do it, even if we didn't think we would actually get world's first, so stuff like that. I just want to give that credit to Resolute because it is a huge deal. But as far as personality goes, Hove, even for you, like, I know you say it would be really different, but I still believe that you might get involved in a Twitch community and that you would be that positive, like chill voice that you are, that just wants to have fun with the game. And maybe it wouldn't have stayed exactly the same, but I still think that because Resolute wants us to be ourselves, we would still be the same people. And that's something really cool about the clan.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that, and that's a big part of it. I guess just from my point of view, I wouldn't have had the avenues and the outlets and the reach to do these things. Like, I would have never, I've told you this before, I always thought something like this would be cool and it's something I would enjoy, but I would have had no idea how to ever go about starting a podcast. None. Like when you guys came to me, it was like an immediate, like, hell yeah, like Lego can do all the work and I can just talk a lot. But no, even streaming, like the stuff that I've learned has been from talking to and watching people in Resolute. I didn't know anything about streaming. I wouldn't know anything about what I needed for a PC. I mean, like, everything that I've learned and come across and gained since being in Resolute has been directly or indirectly because I am a part of the clan. So, like I said, it's just opened a lot of doors and allowed us to do a lot of things that I don't think on the same scale would have been possible.
Yeah, totally agree.
Okay. That was a good question. That was one of my favorite questions.
Yeah.
To go with another good one, and this is a hard one, and I don't want to, single anyone out, but Tater asked a good question. With all the great guests,
you've got a hard one, Hove? Is that what you said?
Lego.
Sorry, I never get to throw one in. I had to. He's speechless. He doesn't even know what to say. Okay, go on, Hove. Come on, spit it out.
With all the great guests you guys have had, which one was your favorite and why?
Oh my gosh, this isn't even fair. I can't
I know.
answer this. There's no... okay, we could... I'm going to base it... If I answer this question, it's got to be based solely on like the interesting conversation we had that podcast, not who they are as a person, because...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, outside of this podcast, you know, some people I've had better conversations with just because we didn't talk about that specific thing on the podcast.
Can you tell me what
So-
episode numbers Triton wasn't here for? Because those are tied for my favorite.
All of them.
Well, I'm trying to not think about the ones that Hove wasn't here for.
Wilson said his favorite is probably Chad, and he's definitely up there.
Chad's was really good. Chad, I think I did really enjoy that one a lot, but I also really enjoyed having Fallout on. I loved the episode with all the party episodes we've done have been really, really fun. The ones that we did with Rex and Lick was really, really fun.
Rally
The
and
one-
Davis.
Yeah, Rally and Davis was really, really fun. So I definitely it's just saying that out loud makes me be like, man, we should do that again. We should do some more double
Well,
guest episodes.
I actually have a clear favorite episode and clear favorite guest.
Oh, well, let's hear it.
It's Claw. Wink, wink. Claw. You're my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
TV and Girl on a Hippo.
Oh, that was such a good. Yeah, that one counts under the party episode as well.
And I mean, even some of the episodes that maybe we didn't get into the deepest things, but like Booker's episode was good. I love Booker. He's a great guy. Yeah, I don't want to, like I said, it's not favorite guest, but some of them we just had some really good times. Chris was good. I wasn't there, but I enjoyed that episode listening to it.
Yeah, we could literally talk about every one of our guests. Like, it's not fair because I could think of something from every single episode on or off, like the time that we spent talking with Mana and with Hovey and with Tinks, like offline even, you know, when we were done with the episode and they just wanted to hang out and talk with us. And, you know, even TV too, like all these guys, like they just Pope too, hanging out and talking with us afterwards. Like those moments meant a lot. I know a lot of people listening to this podcast, you know, haven't got to hear those moments, but sometimes it's not even the podcast. It's just hanging out with these guys afterwards and, you know, getting to know them a little more personally has just been really cool and really encouraging. The things that they've had to say about the podcast, really every single person who's been on from Resolute and the words that they've said about the podcast on and off the show has been super encouraging. And like really getting to know everyone in my own clan better by having them on the show has been such a great experience. Just to get to know them better. Like it's like I feel like everyone who's been on the show, I can like safely like call them my friend and like somebody who like I wouldn't have a problem reaching out to and saying, hey, do you want to do this or that? Because like I don't know, it's just a great experience. So yeah, I love every episode. Yeah. I'm such a harmonizer. I can't do anything. Well, I can't create any conflict.
I'm with you. I don't think there's a single episode that, even if it was someone I already knew and was close with, that I didn't leave with a higher opinion and closer relationship with than when we started. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like every episode, no matter how well I knew them already, like by the end, it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think every guest that we've had on has elicited a different type of conversation that's ultimately helped actually shape the podcast that we have. So it's really impossible to say, you know, this guest or that guest, because they're also important in kind of forming where we are, because they're so much a part of the journey now that we're 32 episodes as we are in so many ways. Because when you think about how we went about structuring podcast 1 to where we are now and the different elements we have incorporated, I mean, there's so much of that is developed through just having different people on and taking in different opinions and just getting so many different perspectives. So to me, I don't know. And honestly, like Lego was saying, every time you guys talk about like a favorite, sometimes my mind goes to the conversations that never made the podcast. In fact, a lot of the you know, and everybody's really comes to mind in one way or another, but a lot of the moments that stand out to me, like if we ever did like a favorite moments, perhaps, a lot of those never even made the podcast. I mean, sometimes those are like when Hove takes off his shirt after we're done, like that is like 1 through 10. But outside of that, there's some really great moments. So I just look forward to, you know, I don't want to say like my favorite guest is like the next guest, but I think every time we've had someone on, it's been an awesome experience and really kind of helped us become a better podcast and just, you know, taking in a different perspective from the community. So yeah, I just look forward to having, you know, so many.
We should
more
all be
on.
politicians. So good at talking.
Wow,
not be
Hove just kind of took
politicians.
himself out of there.
I know, we'd be terrible.
We're so good at
That was a great question,
talking.
though, even though it was very difficult to actually give a real answer to. We all just avoided it very, like, professionally.
right. Yeah, I guess there's probably no good answer.
Okay, we got a couple. Tater asked like 1 billion questions. I got a couple rapid fire ones from Tater, and then one good one from Kim, and then we'll call it.
Yeah, sounds good.
If you could pick, well, here's an easy one. What's your favorite color?
White.
Blue.
Oh, by the way, you see I'm repping this white MTash Crucible School shirt. It's pretty
Your
awesome.
favorite color is white?
Yeah, white is awesome. I'm borderline favorite color gold right now with all my Titan armor I'm rocking. Just saying.
Probably like North Carolina blue, sky blue. That's my favorite.
Oh, okay. Yeah, blue used to be mine. Triton, I didn't hear yours. I think I
told
talked
blue quickly.
Okay.
Lego, the chat says you're a racist.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, so like Lego goes white is awesome, and immediately my mind goes to like how many times can we clip this and put it all over the place for different things? Like white is awesome. I'm just like thinking in my mind like this is great.
No.
This is a great sound clip that we now have.
Oh, guys.
That's payback for that joke you made.
Yeah, this is bad. I've
Oh,
I've gone-
Cerulean! Yes, Jimmy. Sorry, Lego. Cerulean.
Yeah, no. I want to defend myself against what has been thrown at me just now, but I can't. I can, but I just don't want to dig the hole further. So I'm just gonna stop where I'm at.
Who changes favorite colors midlife? Called growing up, Jimmy. Anyway, next question. If you could pick which Transformer you could be, which one would it be and why? There's only one answer. It's Optimus Prime.
Well, like, can we be like the
Nope. Just say Optimus Prime.
But in the new movie, he's bad.
Well, we
He's not-
think
something's
he's gonna be
happening.
bad. He
He's
might
not-
not be bad. Like,
It's gonna be like the Fast and the Furious movie. Someone's making him do it, and then they'll save him. It's gonna be Fast and
Is
the
that?
Furious.
Did you just give a
Transformers.
spoiler? Am I gonna have to bleep this section out because you just gave a spoiler?
I haven't seen the movie.
'Cause
yet.
I was
Come
gonna
on.
say, Hope,
After-
you
I will bleep
refuse
this
to see this
podcast.
movie with me, so you better not have seen the movie.
No. I just refuse to see a movie with you at all. I want to see the movie.
We've seen movies together, haven't we?
No. You're the worst friend
JB
ever.
Mega
I feel
says,
like we've
"Is
seen a movie
Optimus
together."
really the only answer?" And
Yes.
I kind of agree with that because I mean, Bumblebee was kind of awesome in the first one. Just saying. You know what? I really like the one. There was one
So much for
in the
rapid
first
fire.
or second movie that has like it's like a jet thing or like a plane transformer that can like become like a rocket, like it becomes like a jet plane at one point. I think it's one of the bad ones.
Starscream
but
kind of sucks, Lego, and that was also a very bad description of a
it
Transformer.
was
but-
awesome in the movie, I thought, but it's also technically not a Transformer, right? It's technically a Decepticon.
Well,
in
they're
a
all
way,
trans-
like,
They're
Transformers.
all
It's the
Transformers, just
Autobots.
Autobots
Oh,
and Decepticons.
Autobots versus. Okay, sorry, I don't
Also-
know my Transformers.
Kim just has a quote in chat that says, quote, white is awesome. Lego.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that was supposed to be rapid fire.
Okay,
Optimus
rapid
Prime,
fire.
Starscream.
Here we go.
I said Optimus Prime. I mean, like that's
Because you're
the
smart.
way it
Because
is.
you're sort of smart. There's one more. Tater, I'm going to skip your changes to Trials and D2. I know you're here. I don't know what we'd be drafting them for, but since it's draft time, who would your first round draft pick go to for Resolute members?
How many do you pick for a draft?
Well, in the first round, you
I
pick
don't know
one.
what that
You
means.
pick one.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know.
I don't
well,
play
I mean, I
sports.
guess you could pick.
How's that?
more
Well,
than
I mean,
one.
it's still it's a round. We go around.
Yeah,
I get one. You
okay.
get one.
Like one, like are we talking PvP player? Like if I were to pick one guy, that's what I'm
know.
going to go off of. That's what I'm going to go off of. And I will say, this is tough. You guys got an answer already?
I'm going Hovey.
are we
I
gonna
gotta go Hovey.
So we're going. I mean, so we're talking PvP players, and Hove has the first pick. Is that what we're doing? Are we doing like we all can't
Doesn't
pick
matter.
the same person then? Because
No, we can pick the same person.
Well, Lego, I
No,
think
I already picked him.
honestly in a
Oh,
draft, since
that's
you
how
didn't
this
know what the
works?
draft and
Dang it.
rounds were, I don't know if you are really gonna be the one.
You're right. I don't know what I'm talking about. I would. Man, it's really tough between Mana and TV because Mana surprises me so often. I think he's like, we've talked about it before, how he's like kind of an underrated like PvP player. Like he's very like, and I played against him got to play against him the other day in trials. And there was stuff that happened that I like am still not sure like how he killed me exactly with the sniper rifle. Like I was like, that was so faster than anyone had ever headshotted me before. Like killed somebody next to me and then headshotted me like immediately afterwards. So gosh, it's so tough to pick between him and TV.
I learned something today. Lego is terrible at rapid fire.
Oh my gosh,
And
sorry,
doesn't
rapid
know
fire.
a draft.
Mana.
Wait,
Triton,
what?
it's your turn.
And
What'd you
you
say?
I
don't
said
know the
mana.
drafts.
No.
You don't. I didn't know. You didn't know what a draft was.
Yeah, that's true.
So we learned.
So what's yours?
I guess I mean TV. If that we're doing draft based on PvP, I think I would have to take TV if you guys are gonna let.
I don't know if it was PvP or not. Maybe it's just your
Okay.
favorite part. Well, then that
Yeah.
wouldn't be fair.
Well,
That's
if
bad.
yeah, I mean, like if Hove's not available, obviously, or Lego. I think if it's PvP, I guess TV. For pure fun, I don't know. I could see going with like Abbott. I think he's just hilarious to play with. I've played a few trials cards with Abbott and just like love the whole time.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Okay, last question. Should be Kim asks. When will Mindy be on the podcast?
oh gosh,
And
I mean,
all
like
I'm gonna say is stay tuned.
all I'm gonna say is like she's actually probably been at Hove's house like 15 times
No.
of the 32 episodes.
Just nothing else to say. Stay tuned.
Proof Mindy exists right there. I'm capping it.
I mean, I room with
You know.
Hove in college. She exists. I mean, like she was there at the time. It's so weird.
Well, this has been a great episode of RezoCast, episode number 32. Thank you for tuning in. Before we get to, dang it, I'm not even gonna say it. I was gonna say something about, I can't even phrase it because it's just gonna sound wrong about Mindy, and I'm just gonna stop. Thank you for hanging out, chat, for dealing with this cursed episode. I'm probably gonna title this episode the cursed episode of RezoCast. We got to talk a little bit about Destiny and some other things in the midst of us each getting kicked out of here one by one.
I was here the whole
The
time.
only person that we wanted kicked out didn't get kicked out.
Oh my god. The only person you wanted kicked out, Hove. I don't want anyone kicked out of
Oh,
this
this
podcast.
isn't college again when you have someone over and you want to kick me out all the time. It can't work like this. We're past those days.
This has been Lego Le Flash. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube at Lego LE Flash. Hove, where can they find you?
All the same places, streaming this podcast and trials and some raids. Twitch.tv/Hove76. Same on Twitter and a little bit on YouTube. And I was going to say that I'd like to start doing more YouTube, but I think I said that like the first 15 episodes and I've yet to do a YouTube video. So whatever. Triton?
I just want to say that if Hove doesn't become a Twitch affiliate this week, he will do another 12 taco challenge. So
No,
stay
I won't.
tuned for that if he does not become a Twitch affiliate. But you can find me on Twitter and Twitch and YouTube, all under Triton Please. Triton, Triton, the please being PLZ. Hoping to get back into streaming. We'll see. I may do an impromptu one out of nowhere with the occasional YouTube video as we get closer to Destiny 2.
Awesome. You can also find RezoCast at RezoCast on Twitter. We'd love to talk to you. Probably not about our favorite colors because that didn't go over so well. But Hove, where can they find more about Team Resolute?
Twitter at Team Resolute and on Twitch at twitch.tv/ResoluteGaming7.
Awesome. Well, this has been
And
RezoCast episode
quickly
32.
though, I just think we
What?
should throw this out here now.
Yes.
Our episode next week will be Monday. It's gonna be super early because we have a
Yes.
guest that we need to get on. I just wanted to throw that out there today.
What?
Heads up, it's DJ. It's gonna be awesome.
Did you just say
but,
what, Triton? Pay attention.
But yes, it's gonna be awesome, and we're super excited about it. This has been episode 32, and until next time, GG's.
GG's.
White is awesome.
Oh my
my
gosh,
God.
gold. I'm changing my favorite color to gold. This is terrible.
I already got it.
All right.
Don't need your help.
It's not what you said last night.
Just, the very last thing before the host is that's not what you said last night, and I clicked host. You don't have to. I mean, if you want to.
I want to. I just don't have space. I don't have room on my desk for it. I don't know. Oh,
I
you know
kind of
what?
like
I
that
do.
you can't see what's happening in chat.
Oh my gosh, no, I'm gonna do it. Here, give me like
Damn it.
2 minutes. Now I just have to remember my Twitch password.
It's I hate Triton. Fat Cat. It's Fat Cat.
How do you podcast again?
What's a podcast?
What's a podcast?
Actually, those are questions that we should probably have Triton ask so we can explain it to him.